Ladies, gents, boys, and girls, we have got the CL Sprint Race coming up. Next starting on pole, having started 10th. And off we go for the start of the sprint in CL. Next gets off to a relatively decent start, holding off Mr. Bubbles. They started on the front row together. Then you've got Jonathan Furuj, who sends it down the inside with MatiMar's 4 wide. Jonathan loses out. Next holds on for the time being. Guziman's moved up into fifth, sixth. He's side by side with Phantom, but it is Nakes. It's MatiMar sending it down the inside of Mr. Bubbles for second place. That's huge. But now his championship rival, Guzman's moved into P4, down to P5 because of Phantomy. Furuch losing out. Mike sending it past Furuch, sending him wide too. Jerini passing them both. But up in front, we've got MatiMar side by side with Mr. Bubbles. I think Guzman's just been rocketed off the circuit. MatiMar's pulled clear though. Bubbles in second and Phantom is centered from I don't know where. Next in third, I don't know if he sees that on his screen, but that's no longer the case. He's dropped down to P6 and has held up quite a few cars. Jonathan Furuch, Jiruni, and Paul Sutahimpo all held up by that. As it's bizarre over here. But the top four have broken a little bit away in this 10-lap sprint. Kiato's moved into P5. Mike in P4. It's been a great start for him and the Cento Corses on course for some big points here. Of course, Matti, the championship leader, has been scoring quite a few points for the team. So this is a worthy or valuable contribution here from Mike as their Phantom overtakes Mr. Bubbles, who makes a mistake and allows Mike to overtake him. So that's Cento Corse 1 and 3 at the moment. Kiato side by side with Jonathan Furuch and holding off the Slovakian, if I'm correct. Jaruni now down the inside of Jonathan Furuch. That's going to turn to the outside, but he's ahead now. That's P6 for him. While up in front, Phantom is just about holding on for the time being from Mr. Bubbles while putting. Oh, no, from Mike while putting. Or Mr. Bubbles is putting the pressure here on Mike. Side by side, there you go. Lovely little battle there. Mike holds on lap 4 of 10. There's a little bit of chaos further back. Chiruni now takes P5, Jonathan 6th, and then it is Kiato. Oh my goodness, that is quite a bizarre set of circumstances. Kiato and Guzima now up to 6th and 7th. You've got Jonathan Furuch, and then you've got Rushki in ninth, Himpo in 10th. There's now, up ahead, you've got Mike side by side with Mr. Bubbles. These two entertaining the crowd today here in Italy. As now Mr. Bubbles has the inside line. Fair play to Mike for holding on, but he's gone wide and Bubbles overtakes him and Kiato goes and gets him too. Now it's a five-way fight for P2 as Guziman overtakes Mr. Girini down the inside. It squeezes him a little bit wide. Mike holding on to P3 for the time being, but Matti is out in front in his own world and looking to extend his championship lead, which is currently 9 points from Guziman. Phantomy on course for a podium. Kiato now trying to take P3, making a mistake into turn 1, and Mike taking it. Oh, Jiruni tried on Guziman there. Mr. Bubbles now trying to profit from it. He's dropped all the way back down to 7th, as now Mike holds on. So, Cento Corse is still on course for double podium. Mike a bit aggressive there, defending on the straight. Moving as Kiato was about to make an overtake. Kiato squeezed wide and Guziman coming through. Great entertainment between these five. As now Chiruni, Bubbles and Kiato. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Ladies and gents, boys and girls. Oh, Kiato's been squeezed off the track on the straight. And now look at him go. Oh, look at the Spaniard go. And now Guziman has overtaken him and Chiruni together, switchback upon switchback. Oh my goodness me. As now Mike's been allowed to pull away because of this trio. Guzman slightly squeezing Chiruni off. And now, Kiato calls for the switch from his teammate, but Chiruni tries to capitalize on the both of them. Oh, I'm struggling to keep up. Chiruni's made a mistake and he's dropped to the back of this queue now. Down to P7. What a five-way fight while up in front. Phantom, he is closing in on MatiMar for that lead. We're going to keep an eye on that, but we're also going to keep an eye on this little battle here between Mike, the two Nordic Blizzards, and then there's Jiruni and Mr. Bubbles, who's made a slight error there. So Himpo getting closer and closer in P8. P9 is Rushki. Then you've got Jonathan Furuj. Eurus down in 11th. Nakes having started on pole in this reverse sprint, down in 12th ahead of Quetzley. Vlad, Simon, And then you've got Felix and Draza at the back as Kiato's now in third. Up in front, we're going to keep an eye on this because Phantomy has absolutely blitzed towards the back of MatiMar. There's chaos over here. Chiruni, Mike, what is going on? Jonathan Furuj has overtaken almost everybody. And I don't know, they're relatives, I guess, because now he's into P5. Kuziman clear in third. Fourth is Kiato, and now we're going to take a look at this lead battle. Phantomy through. MatiMar defends and holds the position. MatiMar's going to be defensive, and we know he's an aggressive driver when he needs to be. So, heading on to the final lap, this duo is going to steal it out as Phantom tried it. He backed out sensibly there as now Mati defends quite well. Oh, Phantom, he's made a mistake. Was that a mistake or was he pushed off? I don't know. But MatiMar is clear and surely the win is his now. We're going to look further back. Hiato battling with Jonathan Furuj, who was absolutely nowhere just a few laps ago. Now suddenly is finding himself trying to take P4 from the Nordic Blizzard. Oh, what's going on? Mati's made some mistakes. And now Phantomy is now round the final few corners, sensing an opportunity here. Phantomy round the final corner. He's been blocked off. MatiMar takes the victory in the sprint. Phantomy second, third place for Kuziman. So the two championship protagonists, first and third. Kiato P4, Furuj fifth, Vlad sixth. Where did that come from? Rushki seventh, eighth place Mike. Eurus 9th, 10th place Bubbles, 11th Hippo dropped back. Jaruni, what happened there? Down to 12th, Quetzley 13th, 14th Nakes, 15th Simon saw that. Felix Lotus in 16th and Draza, who's made 2 pit stops. We're just going to wait for him to finish the race as he rounds the final few corners for HPT. But that was quite a chaotic race. A lot of midfield action. I don't know where Vlad came from, but he came from absolutely nowhere to take P6. Gotta look at the order once again though. MatiMar takes another victory there for Cento Corse. Phantomy just missing out in second place. Kuziman, it was a fantastic battle between the two of them. Kuziman finishing third for Nordic Blizzard. It was a 3-4 for them with Kiato in P4. Then you've got Jonathan Furuj, who came out of nowhere with a few laps to go to take fifth. Vlad in sixth. He was outside the points not too long ago. Seventh place, Rushki. He was the lead Velocity Power Team driver, despite having been behind for most of the race. Mike in eighth. He dropped quite a bit back there at the end. Ninth place for Eurist, sneaking into the points. There must have been some chaos between the likes of Bubbles, who finished in 10th, Himpo, who finished in 11th, Jeruni, who finished down in 12th. There must have been something that happened there. 1,000th between Himpo and Jeruni, and 1,000th between Jeruni and Quetzley, who was 13th. Nakes dropping from pole to 14th. Simon saw that down in 15th. 16th place for Felix Lotus, and 17th place for Draze in what was an entertaining race at the Lago Maggiore. That's the sprint completed, and now we head to the main race. Oh, we are back for the feature race. 2 compounds must be used by every driver in CL. This is going to be an entertaining race. Mati, of course, winning the sprint there from Phantomy, who starts in 5th place. As if we go for the feature race. Most of the drivers on soft tires, just Jonathan Furuj on mediums and Draze on hard tires. But it's a good start from Himpo. He holds on to the lead. MatiMar already squeezing through from P7. Oh, Kuziman's been squeezed wide by a host of people. Himpo making a mistake, and Kiato there in front. Jaruni squeezed a little bit off there. Now Mike suddenly coming in for the lead, and he's taken the lead. Just like that, Jaruni squeezing through into P2. Mati, what a start it's been from him. He's into P3 and now into P2 to Cento Corse. 1-2. And there goes Jaruni. And Himpo, who's now dropped all the way down to 14th because he was squeezed off the circuit. I don't know what happened there, but Mati now leads the Cento Corses. Kiato back into P2. And now it's Cento Corse against Nordic Blizzard with Jaruni in P5, Bubbles in 6th, Jonathan Furuj on those medium tires in 7th place. Now, let's see how teamwork plays into this between the top 2 teams in this race so far, because I think Mike is just sticking behind Mati. What a start that is. 6 places gained from the pole. The championship leader, Kiato in 3rd. having his teammate behind him, Jaruni, making a mistake there to drop down to fifth, and now drop down to sixth behind Bubbles, and now get back into fifth. Furuc holding on to seventh ahead of Gwetsli, and then you've got Vlad and Rushki, but up in front, oh, Kiato's deciding to upset the apple cart call, set of course, because now he's gone from third to first. Side by side with Mati, he goes. Then there's Mike. Ooh! Guziman almost sniffed an opportunity there. Mati then going right back there. And Kiato, and he squeezed Kiato wide. Kiato will not be happy with that, for sure. Mike back into P2. So that's worked out for Cento Corse and not worked out to Nordic Blizzard's advantage. Now, on to lap 4 of 27. Himpo has left the race. He must have had quite a tough time with those drivers he was around because he started on pole and has gone to toast for him. Vlad leading the second group. It's a six-way fight out in front. As now Mati's gone wide and he's trying to hold off Mike. And there's Kiato trying to make his way through Jarun. Oh, Mike is wide and he squeezed Guziman wide. Guziman, the Norwegian, will not be happy with that whatsoever. He's down to P6 as a result. Mati and Kiato side by side. Kiato into the lead. Spain in front. Like it's the 2010 World Cup. As now Mati tries to squeeze back through, and he's back through, but Kiato went wide. Jaruni and Mike, oh my goodness. It's chaotic. Spain back through. Spain v Poland. Spain versus Poland. Who's going to have the upper hand here? Oh, Mati squeezed a little bit wide, and Kiato is through. Can he stretch away now? Jaruni has been shepherded a little bit off the track there, I think. Back down to P5 behind Mike and Guziman. Now, lap 6 of 27. The tire is expected to go 6 laps. The soft tire is at least expected to go 6 laps. Nakes is the first one in. Oh no, Gwetsli's the first one into the pits from 13th. But now Kiato and Mati have pulled a bit of a gap. Mati a bit of a mistake. Mike a bit of a mistake behind him. There goes Guziman into P3 as a result of that. Then there's Mike, there's Bubbles, and there's Jaruni. Oh my goodness! No, 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 no. Mr. Bubbles will not be happy with that. That is not going to make him happy whatsoever. But Kiato is planning to box. He comes in. Mati comes in from the lead. Guziman comes in. Jaruni stays out. Bubbles, Mike, they're into the pits too. Soft tires for all involved, I think. Mati holding on to those softs. He's into P2, or he's down to P2. Then you've got the two Nordic Blizzards behind him, third and fourth. Fifth place, Furuj. Jonathan Furuc, who's yet to make his first stop. Sixth place, Bubbles. Seventh place, Mike. Then you've got Vlad on mediums. Rushki on mediums as well. Vlad making a mistake. Rushki now trying to get past him. And Gwetsli, who of course performed the undercut there, is up to 10th or up to 9th. Is he going to get past Rushki? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. He holds back as now Furuc has been overtaken here by Bubbles and by Mike together as now Jaruni comes into the pits. He's lost out quite a lot of ground from that. And I think he's going to be. Oh, Bubbles has made a mistake, but Jaruni's also made a mistake upon pit exit. So he's down to 7th behind Furuc and behind Bubbles and Mike. So you've got your top three in their own little planets at the moment. Mati and Guziman, this is like title. This is like potentially for the title already. Not quite for the title just yet. But it could be pivotal in the title races. Simon saw that is out. Now, Mike is about to be overtaken by Jaruni, who goes through into P4. He started the lap in 7th. Furuc into the pits on lap 8 of 27. What is he going to fit on, though? That's the question. As we've got this mega fight between 5 cars. Phantomy and Urist losing out there to Rushki. Gwetsli. Oh, Gwetsli, have that! Have that! Down in the middle of 2 cars, just like that, and now he's gone wide. So Vlad and Rushki were absolutely smothered by Gwetsli, who's now dropped to the back of this group. So, now Phantomy and Gwetsli fight it out in the Ricard cars. Phantomy ahead for the time being. They're 10th and 11th, while up in front, Mati has got company. Guziman is on fire. Now right behind him, and he's made a mistake as I say that. Kiato now in oh my goodness, wait, something has happened. Urist has been squeezed wide. Now, Vlad and Rushki side by side heading into this tight little corner, and Vlad holds on for the time being. So, Phantomy now on the back of these two. Bubbles up ahead in P6. He's dropped from those who were up ahead of him. Gwetsli and Urist in 10th and 11th. Furuc on fresh softs in 12th. One to keep an eye out for at this present moment. Although Jaruni in 5th as well. it must be said, he's on an alternate strategy to those up ahead of him. So let's look at the order quickly. It's Mati, it's Guziman, it's then Kiato, it's then Mike, who's the fastest of the top four, it's then Jiruni, Bubbles, Fantemy up to seventh, Vlad and Rushki losing out here, Quetzley in 10th, 11th place Urist, 12th is Nakes, with Jonathan Furuj behind him. So Furuj has lost out a little bit. Felix Lotus in 14th and Draza in 15th. As now we're going to keep an eye on this little fight. Vlad and Rushki on those medium tires are going to have a little bit of a task. Oh, in fact, I think the tires are going to come back to them very shortly. They are, of course, going to extend their stints compared to some of those cars around them. So that will work in their favor, maybe. So we've got this big fight. Oh. Quetzley's been squeezed wide. So, Nake's up to 12th as a result of that. Eurus down the inside of Rushki and Vlad. And, oh, it's a bit of a tight one. Eurus has made up two positions just like that. Furuj past Nakes. And now Rushki a bit off the track. So there goes Furuj and Nakes. Nakes down the inside of everyone. There's the ping making its impact. As Kyato, in fact, the top four come into the pits. Oh, okay. So Nakes has suddenly found himself in P9 and he's almost missed the pit lane. So, Chirunia out in front, Bati on mediums in second, planning possibly to go on to softs at the end of the race. Third place is Guziman, and then you've got three wide between Kiato, who's just pitted, Mike, who's just pitted, and Furuj in sixth. So now Mike holds on for the time being, and now Kiato trying to look for a move on him. Furuj, I think you may have to just back out of this one and let them fight alone. Guziman on those soft tires could be one to watch out for as Jiruni comes into the pits on lap 13. So he went 6 laps on those medium tires and goes on to a set of softs. Now we've got a fight for third, and he's very much in this fight, it must be said. He is very much in this fight once he gets past Furuj. Oh, he squeezed Furuj off. So is Bang Furuj off there? And now Fantemy also overtakes Jonathan Furuj. Rushki in 8th, yet to pit Bubbles, overtakes versus Fantemy. Recovered very well in the second stint. He's found a way through on Bubbles. And now he's going to get back past Furuj. So it's been pretty impressive because he was stuck in that second group as Mike has just pushed Kiato a little bit off, and now Girini looking for the move on Kiato. Guziman up in front, looking to close in on MatiMar. He's got the fastest lap of the race too, as Rushki pits from further back. Now, in this fight for third, now Girini is not being allowed through. These guys are going to fight like their lives depend on it. Girouni's now got through on Michael Hazzy because Kiato's looking for a way through. Oh, there goes Kiato. There goes Kiato. He's side by side with Girouni for P3. And Girouni's forced to back out and loses 2 positions at once. Now Kiato in third. And now look at this trio. They're going to fight again. Mike stays back. Girouni goes through. Oh, and made a bit of a mistake into turn 1, but held them both off as now Kiato's down his inside. He's not giving this one up, that's for sure. Mike has dropped back, and Jiruni does eventually hold off Kiato, but Kiato has the slipstream. Side by side, or not quite side by side, between the two of them on the spectator cam. Lap 16 of 27. We're expecting the third stops to come in at around lap 18, lap 19, in that region, somewhere around there. As now, up in front, Guziman still continues closing in, although that lap around he lost 2 tenths to MatiMar. And now Girini, a bit off the track, and Kiato has re-overtaken him. Kiato himself goes off. That's an aggressive rejoin there by the Spaniard. But Girini holds on to third. Mike in fifth, Phantomy, slow like a phantom, is slowly just ghosting his way forward. He's into fifth now ahead of Mike. Seventh place it is Mr. Bubbles, and then you've got this massive fight between Urist, Vlad, Quetzley, Rushki, and Jonathan Furuj, who's got the freshest softs of anybody on the track at the moment. So, we're going to keep an eye on those guys, but we're also going to keep an eye on these guys, Kiato and Jiruni, not giving each other an inch, and that's led to them both going off, and Mike overtaking Jiruni, Phantomy getting stuck behind them. And now Jiruni aggressively squeezes off Mike. What's going on here in this fight? That's allowed Kiato to just pull away from all of them. Mike into fourth, Phantomy into fifth, and Phantomy now into fourth. But he's on worn tires, of course, and his tires will start playing a bit of an impact on him because now there goes Mike back through with more grip on those mediums at this point in time. So Gonna keep an eye on them heading into turn one. Oh, whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Girouni went for it and has sent it down the inside of Mike to take P4. But we're going to come back to that because look at this little train here. It is Eurist in 8th, Flat in ninth, Furic up to 10th now, ahead of Rushki and Gwetsley. Now, Vlad gonna go for a move potentially. There's too many battles to keep an eye on. But one thing's for sure, man has come into the pits from second, aiming for that undercut on those mediums. Mati's going to end on those on those soft tires. So we're gonna keep an eye on that one as Furuj has moved into P8 ahead of Eurist, ahead of Vlad, and ahead of Rushki, who nearly missed the pits. So Phantomy in, Bubbles in, Rushki in, Gwetsley in. They've all come in together. Sixth place is Furuj. Seventh is Eurus. Eighth place is Vlad, looking to hold on from Phantomy. Oh no, Phantomy is going to look to get past ASAP. As now the two Nordic and Nordic Blizzards swap positions. Into the pits comes the race leader. What's he fitting on? He's fitting on the soft tires. But has Guziman performed the undercut? Let's see. It's going to be tight, but MatiMar holds on. As now Kiato will try and get his or use his teammate Slipstream to his advantage. As Girouni and Mike are both into the pits for soft tires, where will they emerge? Phantomy with the undercut on the both of them. So there we go. And now Girouni's overtaken Eurist immediately to put a car between himself and Phantomy. So Phantomy did lose out a little bit there in there, like after undercutting Girouni. And now Mike is going to look for a way through on him and on Eurist, who's yet to make his final stop of the race. This battle for P5 will be a battle for P4 shortly because Jonathan Furuj is yet to pit. He's done a very good job on this stunt, hasn't he? Into the pits he comes. Eurist coming in with him as now. Look at this three-way fight. If they're not careful, Mr. Bubbles could make it a four-way fight because he's there lurking in P7. Girouni being held off here by Mike, who's defending for his life for Cento Corse. They're gonna have a fantastic weekend. They might even potentially challenge H HRT for the championship, like for the championship, like for the lead of the championship. As Girouni is back ahead of Mike, these two are probably going to fight until the end. Kiato into the pits here for his final stop. Is he going to emerge in the chaos though? We're going to find out. Yes, he does. Oh, he's just ahead. So that's worked out well for him. He can potentially go for the fastest lap in P3, but he first has to make sure he stays away from this trio of Phantomy, Girouni, and Mike all fighting it out. Girouni getting a little bit squeezed there by Mike as now Phantomy's got the slipstream. Look at them jostling for that slipstream. Look at them jostling as now Girouni down the inside of Mike. Is he going to make that stick? Mike a little bit off the track there. He's down to sixth and Girouni and Phantomy overtake him in the process. Now Phantomy of course came second in JL. He's challenging someone who's like a UL driver and he's overtaken Girouni in the process. Great little battle going on here. As now Girouni's gonna look for the inside. Oh, Phantomy holds around the outside. And now Kiato, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he's surely got P3 wrapped up. But Girouni and Mike using the power of those soft tires to both go through. Through goes Phantomy. Unbelievable stuff. But Mike made a mistake there. And now Girouni. Oh, look at him. The Belarusian's not giving any inch. Oh, he's not giving any inch at all. He's fighting for his life for this P4. Fantastic commitment here. Whereas now Mike now goes back through on him. And now Mike squeezed Girouni a little bit wide. There's Phantomy. Oh, has been pinched to the inside and has definitely lost any hope of taking P4 unless the two cars ahead of him battle it out, which they're gonna do because Girouni and Mike have been at each other's throats for the whole race. Look at them go. Girouni back into P4. I think no, they're on the same, like their tires have done the same amount of laps as well. So that's pretty. Oh, Girouni's made a mistake. So now Mike back into P4, lap 26 of 27. Mati in control. Guziman in second. Girouni back behind Mike. And look at Phantomy. He's going to be hoping these guys continue battling it out. As further back, you've got the battle for P10 between Gwetsley, Rushki, and Vlad. The battle for the minor placings in the points. Vlad through ahead of Rushki, ahead of Gwetsley. Oh, they've made both of them have made mistakes. Oh, Rushki has lost out a lot of ground there to now drop down to P12 and out of any slipstream range. Phantomy back in contention here for P4 because he's caught the slip of the two of them who were battling ahead of him. Mike against Cheruni. Oh, and now Mike has pitched Cheruni a little bit to the inside, and Phantom he goes through once again. We're gonna keep an eye on MatiMar because he's about to finish this race. It's been a controlled display from him. Once he took the lead from seventh on the grid too, he was in control, and he's gonna come home for the victory. Poland strikes again. He takes the victory. Once again, MatiMar extends his championship lead from Guziman, who finishes second. Third place. It's a double podium there for Guziman and for Kiato. Fourth place is Fantomy. Well done. He's held off Mike and Cheruni, who was split by 200ths of a second. Seventh place by Justice Jonathan Farouj, who I think overtook Mr. Bubbles at the end. Urist in ninth, and 10th place Vlad ahead of Gwetsley, ahead of Rushki. And Nakes finishing outside the points. In 13th, Felix Lotus and Draza are the final two to finish this race. I don't think Draza will manage to get to the line because he's still on lap 25 here. Felix Lotus, we're gonna wait for him to finish pretty much. But that was brilliant, Amati. Once he went in front, he of course fought hard for that, took the lead, and never looked back. Guziman, second place. Big points for him. Of course, the win would have probably been nice for him, but it's P2 nonetheless, and that could still be crucial for the end of the season. Kiato making it a Nordic Blizzard double podium, both drivers working very well with each other. Fourth place there for Fantomy after what was a bit of a not an ideal start. There was a solid drive back to fourth, and then this battling duo of Mike and Cheruni. They entertained fans across the world with that one. Jonathan Furuj coming home then, P7. What a drive that was. Started on the mediums, of course, was the only one to do so. And came through at the end to take that P7. Eighth place, Mr. Bubbles. He was with that top six of Cheruni, Mike, Kiato, Guzman, and Mati at the start. Dropped a bit back as the race progressed. Finished eighth, ahead of Urist and ahead of Vlad, who were in the top 10. 11th place there was the second Rika of Gwetsley in 11th. Then scoring the final point was Rushki for Velocity Power Team, who have not really been lucky with scoring points this season. So 9th, 8th, and 12th, I'm sure we'll take that. 12th for him. Nake's missing out on points for Heritage Performance in 13th. 14th place for Felix Lotus. 15th for Draza, and then we've got the two non-finishers of Simon Saw That and Himpo, who started on pole but was caught in midfield chaos and left. So, what a race it was between these fantastic drivers. Now we wait for the UL race, which comes up in about 37 minutes. Ladies and gents, that was Ewa from South Africa presenting CLT. Thank you.